Hello, hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me for project number 4 in our Make an Idea book along with me. Hopefully, you've had a chance to look around and decide what you want for your idea book to be. Again, you can use a 3-ring binder. You can use a scrapbook. You could even take a regular book and, like an altered book, tear out some pages, glue some others together to make them more sturdy, and then use that as your book. And it could be an altered book of ideas. Oh, I kind of like that idea. I think maybe I might have to do that. I want to get an altered book going, but hopefully you had a chance to see project number 3 and make some of those super quick and easy faux envelopes that are actually journaling spots. So for project number 4, I said we'll just need some paper or book pages or music pages that are a minimum of 5.5 by 5.5 square. It just needs to be perfectly square. So you actually can use things smaller than that, but I find for the first time doing it that it's a little bit easier to use something that's 5.5 by 5.5 or larger. And that's actually 5.5 is a really good size to use in your journals as well. And then some things, small things to embellish it with, whether it's stickers or fussy cut images or rubber stamps. And we can embellish it with anything. The important thing here is that you learn how to make it, and then you can make up a storm while you're watching a movie with the hubs and embellish them as you need them if you want them to, to go with whatever themes your journals are. So what are we doing for project number 4? This is project number 4. Cute, huh? It kind of looks like a fortune cookie. It's a flat fortune cookie, but when I think of it, I always think of a fortune cookie, so I'm calling them my fortune cookies, even though it's flat. So look at this. Voila! Look how cute that is. So you could put this, let's get my idea book out here, and let's go back here to a page. There are a bunch of different ways you can use this. You can take your page and you can slide it in just so the bottom piece is behind. There, slide it in, and then you would actually glue it on this bottom piece right to there. So when they come to it and they go, "What's this?" and they open it up, whoa! And then you can embellish all these different sections with cute little stickers or little sayings or words or whatever, depending on the theme of your book. So you can do that. You can also adhere it with the back directly onto your journal page. So when you open it, you also have this bottom section. Another way I like to use them is putting them on the bottom. Actually, in this, I usually attach them on the front and then open this up, and this becomes journaling space. So what I will typically do is put something here, or I will use very light stamped images, and you can get a really good stamped image that you can write over by using something like Vintage Photo or what's that other one? There's another vintage one, or Aged Linen, or there's another vintage something that does if you don't ink it really hard a lot, you can get a nice light stamp so that you can see your embellishment, but you can also just journal right over the top of it, because you can't journal on this. It's like plastic, whatever that clear slick coating is, but that's kind of fun. It's like a hidden journal spot. So aren't they cute? So you want to learn how to make fortune cookies? You could also, of course, put it underneath this one as well. So when they open it, it's like that. You could use this as a tuck spot, and then they take something out. This is just a fun one. I like it. You could put it in the middle of the page if you want to. And then when they open it up, it's right there. Of course, you probably wouldn't have these big old rings. If so, I would move it up a little bit. Bring it back, put it up, bring it back, put it up. Oh man, solitary confinement, huh? Okay, so let's make some paper fortune cookies. All right, so we have a 5 by 5 or 5.5 by 5.5 is what I said. So let's start with, if you brought multiples, you can make multiples. I just brought 2. I thought I'd make 2. We'll go through it once slowly, and then we'll go through it again slowly. Actually, I was going to show you here. Here it is folded up without, I haven't inked the edges. I haven't put anything on it, just merely folded it. Make sure I'm on screen there. I get too far off. And so you can see, you know, how that is. Very nice. And here is one that I would use like for journaling space. So I might put that right on the page. And then when they go to open that, this is blank, and it says write your own story, so they could write on there. Now, I save these pages. This is a book page, but you know, when you get to the end of the chapter or a heading or at the back of the book, there's always these pages that have writing on them and nothing on the other side. Or it might be a page at the end of a chapter and it's got some writing up here, but not on the bottom half. I always save these for this because I use these to back a picture that I'm going to maybe make a faux stamp out of, but it's on very thin paper and it's not strong enough or sturdy enough on its own. I use these as backing because they're the perfect aged look. And I use them for this purpose because if this is glued down, you know, I mean, you could see that. I could put something on there. I could put a sticker or something on there, but this is what sits up. And then if that's glued down, it opens up and they get the whole plain page to write on. So that's how I like to use that. Okay, so here we go. Have you got your piece of paper? I'm going to move these off to the side so they don't get in the way. It looks complicated. It's not once you get the hang of it. Okay, ready? We're going to take this piece of paper and we're going to fold it corner to corner and make a triangle. And you can do that flat on the table. You can do it in your hand, whatever is the easiest for you. And sometimes I find that depends on what kind of paper it is as to which way will be the easiest. Hopefully that got to the corner. I'm going to check it. Yep. A little off there, which would be okay, but kind of like to see it perfect. It's just kind of home. Okay, so we got that. You got that? Folded corner to corner. Open it back up. And now we're going to fold the other side, corner to corner, to make a triangle the opposite direction. This is a little easier because you have a crease here. So you can bring the 2 points of the crease together and then run your fingers down the crease because it's already been bent once. It's a whole lot easier to do the second time. Okay? So now when you open it up, you have 2 creases. You have a crease this way and you have a crease this way. All right? Okay. I want to make sure everybody's got that. So you should have a big X in the middle of your paper. All right, so now we want to turn it over, and either one of those, because you've got 2 creases, they're both heel on the same side of the paper, right? You folded it in and then you folded it in. Either one of them, but only on one of them, fold it backwards. Only on one, fold it backwards. So we made a triangle again, but the opposite way from what we did the first time. So now when I turn it back, I've got a heel going this way for the crease that I just made going backwards. And I've got, you can kind of see it there, the valley going this way from the very first, there it is, from the very first fold we made. So I've got this, the ditch going this way, and I've got the hill going this way. Are you with me? Okay, so now I need you to have the hill, the mountain part, going from your left hand to your right hand. Okay, so now we're going to set it down, and you're going to put your finger in the center just to get it so that the edges will lift up. And I want you to take hold of the two mountain peaks, the 2 points of that mountain. This is the only mountain fold, right? This is a valley fold. So take hold of the 2 ends of the mountain fold. Maybe. Dry hands. Are your hands so dry from washing them so many times a day? Okay, and we're going to bring them together here. But I noticed that one isn't folded exactly right. See how, look what it did down here. So I'm going to go back in here, and I just want to make sure that it folds all the way down to the point and doesn't crease some funky way. Okay, there we go. So now you come back and grab this other one. Okay, got him? Got hold of the 2 peaks. Bring them together. Bring them forward. And with those 2 peaks together, if they're not exactly, see how mine aren't exactly even right there? But I can just pull one until they become even. So I'm going to leave the bottom part down, the bottom down there, and I'm going to bring the 2 points together to meet the point that's on my table. And I'm just going to pull each one until the points line up, so all 3 points are right there. All 3 points are right there exactly together. Now, put my finger on that and don't let it go. And now, I'll put my other finger in here to make sure this guy is straight. And I'll go out here and I'll find that center point and just push it down. Okay? Trying to make sure you can see that. I just find the center point where everything meets and push it down. So now I'm going to come back here and I'm going to bring this last point in to meet these. Keep a fingernail on those because I want to make sure I got them in there. And I will have to push the center point down to get it to come up to meet. But there it is. Okay, I've got it. Now I can run my finger down to the center. That'll make that start to lay flat. And then run my fingers out and along those 2 edges. Whew. Oh, it's folded flat. Got it? I'm going to back that up one more time. Okay. This paper has not been bent. We start out by corner to corner, making a triangle. We open it up. We go corner to corner and make the other one a triangle, the opposite direction. Then we open it up. Now, either one of those, we're going to turn it over, and either one of those, we're going to go corner to corner backwards. Okay? And now, when you turn it over, and now that we've folded it, you'll see that it starts to go there on its own. I'm going to grab the 2 ends of the peak, and I'm going to pull them together. I'm going to bring them down to the corner of the piece that's on the table, so all 3 points are together. I'm going to press my finger in the center to squish. That's a big old knot in there where everything's just kind of meets there and is bundled up. Squish that down, and then bring your finger up. So this point, move it if you have to get them all to meet together there. Okay, and then slide along both of those, creating another fold. All right, so we got that. And then this just folds back, so the point comes back to the other point. Fold over, fold over. There you go. There's your fortune cookie. So take hold of the top of it. Voila! It looks like the little starman going, jazz hands. Okay, let's do one more just to make sure that you've got that with a brand new piece of paper. You probably have more paper of different sizes too. I just brought these two because we want to try to keep these videos to about 30 minutes so we can get them uploaded, because YouTube is just way overloaded right now. So, okay, so we're going to go corner to corner. Hopefully you grabbed your second piece of paper so you could do this along with me. And if it's not a perfect square, I'll find out here. But then you can stop and you can square it up. Okay, there's our triangle. Open it up, corner to corner the other direction, forming a triangle. So opposite corner to opposite corner. I say corner to corner, I guess that could be any number of things. Whoops, I'm a little bit shy of that. There we go. That's better. Okay, then open it back up. Now let's see how they're both folded in. They're both valleys. So now I want either one, flip it over, and either one, I'm going to fold it backwards on the same fold, forming a triangle, but the opposite direction. Okay, so now when I unfold it and bring it front, I've got one fold that's going like a valley, and I've got one fold that's going like a mountain. So set it down, grab the two. See how when I push the center down, the corners just pop up on their own anyway, because this one's a valley, it's holding them up. So grab this corner, bring the two together, bring the two down to the front so they meet the corner that's on the table. They're not exactly lined up, so I'm just going to push one back a little bit, and I'm going to pull the other one forward to get them lined up. No biggie, it's only paper. I'm in control of the paper, right? You are in charge of your paper. Okay, then come back here to the center, that little center lump, push it down, and bring this. You can kind of see something stuck right there. There we go. See this fold right here? This fold right there is going to line up with the line inside where these two came together. So when I'm looking down that cone, I can see, when I put my finger down there, I can see that I've got it right on that line to bring that right up to the end to meet. So once I've got that lined up, then all I have to do is flatten those two out. Just like that. Take the top piece, fold it back. Sometimes this is easier. This is a more fragile piece of paper, so I want to be careful with it, because I actually do want to use this one about the book of, from the Complete Book of Garden, The Garden. I want to use this in a botanical journal I'm working on, so I'm going to pick it up and carefully bring that point back. And then, see, it's easy to tear because this is a much more fragile piece of paper. And double check that end too. Okay, I need to grab a little tool of some sort because this paper right here is not completely bending and I don't want it to rip because this is a fragile piece of paper. So I just need to get in there and tell it which way to bend. There we go. There we go. That worked. Perfect. Perfecto. Okay. That's all we needed. Okay, so there we have it. So let's embellish one before gluing it down. I like to distress these. I like to ink them up a little bit. So I'm just going to fold that back and I'm going to start here because I'm going to ink everything. That's on the back, but that's seen from the front when I put it on my page. So anything that will be seen, I want to ink. And the easiest way is just to put them together and start inking them together. The top one's always going to get more. So I'm going to flip it over. And now the back becomes the top. Some quick ink there. The centers will get a little bit, but they won't get much. So when I open it up, I'll have to give them a little bit more too. Okay, so now let's do this. Okay, so everywhere where it's creased, there would be, you know, and some aging and discoloring. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to hold this side down and just very gently try to get a little bit on that crease, because I don't want to get it all over the page, because then it doesn't look authentic, does it? So a little bit on this side. Oh, you know what? That's really silly. I don't know why I did that. I've never done that before. Just fold it back in half. Fold it back in half and get that center seam just like you like it. Okay? Then fold it the other direction. Get that center seam just like you like it. And you'll find that then when you bring it back, so this is my one that's folded back, so I know that that went on top. And so when I set it down, it's actually going the way that it should be going. So this is down, up, down, up, down, up. So these two that are up are the two that are going to come in. There we go. And fold it back. So, oh, okay, well this here is kind of pale. So let me open it up and just get this here. Okay. Is there anything else? Oh, yep. See, these were on the inside, so they didn't get very much. So we'll just give them, oh, holding it ever so carefully because it is so fragile. Just get them a little bit of color. Let's set down here. Might be our last side, I think. That one right here. Didn't get very much. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the complete book of the garden, and I'm going to use that in a botanical journal that I'm working on. So I have some little stickers, pocket diary stickers. That just tells me they're small because it says pocket. Leaves and flowers, so I thought I'd open that and see if I could find something to embellish this with. I have some rubber stamps, but I didn't take time to go pull them out because sometimes I just like to stamp on them some images of botanicals. And actually I had one on my desk up here. I wonder if it's still there. Or yeah, see, there's one and there's two. I don't need to dig out a lot, do I? There's echinacea and there's chamomile. So maybe we should put them somewhere in here. Okay, so what have we got here? What is that? That is lavender. Maybe we put lavender up on top, and then we put, well, we won't see that because until it's opened. When it's opened, we could see, or we could put it right here, echinacea. Put chamomile right there. Let's try that. Let's get that. I'm going to do this with the vintage photo ink too, and these both are new, so I haven't even used them. So let's give it a trial just to see. Oh, that'll work. Stamps pretty well. Probably doesn't even need a ton. Whoops, I kind of squished it, smeared it as I brought it up, so that tells me that I need to bring it up carefully. So we're going to put them down here. We'll put chamomile on one side. I need to be careful to bring them straight up so I get even images, not image and then smear. Image drag. There we go. That'll work. And then echinacea over here. Good there. Okay. All right, so we got those two. Oh, shoot, I meant to do them here and here. That's funny. Let's just do echinacea again. Over here. Where's our, see, it should look. There's our center right there. So let's do them. I was going to do them the same direction too, but you know, that's what happens when you talk and work at the same time. Okay, and I can do the chamomile again on this side just to make them even. They don't need to be even, do they? But, you know, why does our brain always look for even and for in alignment? Okay, now they're even. There's 2 on each side. Okay, so let's get something up here. Maybe lavender. I know these are stickers, but you know how fun these are going to be to try to get off their little plastic. Oh, come off easily. Come on. First shot. That would be so cool. Yeah, that's right there. There we go. There we go. Ooh, I like these. These are super soft and they're paper. So they're kind of almost like washi. They're paper stickers. I'm working on trying to get these into my Etsy shop because as soon as I saw them, I knew I'd like them because of the size and they're clear. But now that I handled that, I like it even more because it's like paper tape. That's very cool. Okay, so there's the lavender. And then let's open up and let's put something here because we're going to see. Let's see. We've got all kinds of herbs and stuff. Is there anything that's similar to an herb? What if I don't even know what it is? Oh, that's pretty. Is that a dandelion? I'm not sure. Does it go that way? Or does it go that way? I don't think it's, I'm not sure that was even a, oh, that's really pretty. Let's do that, because that will add some nice color. Okay, we're going to run out of time here. All right, in the interest of trying to get these stickers off, I got it. Oh, I'm going to love these even more if they're not so difficult to get off of their backing. That's right. That's 2. That's 2 that came off their backing nice and easily. All right, what direction are we going to put these? Let's see. I think like that. There we go. Okay, in the interest of time, getting these stickers off their backing, that's all I'm going to do because I'm trying to keep it down so we can get these loaded. And I have a couple more things to tell you. I didn't tell you up front that I was going to give you some insight tonight as to what to start collecting for future ones. But so let me know if you like the fortune cookie, the paper fortune cookie. I don't know. I like it. It's kind of, all it is origami. We just are having so much fun with origami because we put it in junk journals and we can, you know, use anything as a tuck spot. And I just like going through the journal and opening this and having a little pocket here and a little, you know, pull out there. And these are just all the little fun things about it, you know, things to see, things to touch. So let me know if you like that, if that's the kind of thing you'd like to continue seeing more of. Okay, I need to show you project number 5, and I want to give you, right before I started, I had a thought. I was deciding what order to do some of these in, and I thought maybe I should give you a heads up on what to start gathering or saving. My goal right now is to do all these projects with things that you have around the house or can get very easily without having to go out and buy anything since we're all sheltering in place. So have you noticed that every single one we've done so far, I've told you could use book pages or music pages. If you've got one book of, I don't know how many 100 pages they have in them, 200, 300, 500, you can do everything we're doing with that one book. But you can also use music pages, you can use scrapbook paper, but if you don't have those on hand, one book and you're good to go. So that's pretty awesome. Toilet paper rolls. Save yourself some toilet paper rolls because we have, it doesn't matter, this is just to show you, it doesn't matter what size or what color. this is to show you and to remind me to tell you that we have one, actually we have at least 2, probably 3 coming up that will be crafty things you can make for your junk journal out of toilet paper rolls. So those are fun. So gather a few of those. Thanks, Julie, for reminding me of that today. Envelopes, they can be new or junk mail. Doesn't make any difference. But what I wanted to show you was, and this is the closest one that I had, and I don't mind if I cut this because I'll be using it and it just doesn't even matter. So this is a new one, but let's pretend that this was some junk mail that came. And I would typically go like this to open it, and it rips up and down and all over, you know, place there. And then I open it up and I go, oh, dang it. I should have saved that envelope for, you know, for making something and not torn the top all up. So I'm trying to get myself in a new habit that with the junk mail that I want to keep the envelope, I take a pair of scissors and just barely cut the end off. See that? Just barely cut the end off. And all it does is open it up, and it works so well. I can pull the junk mail out, even the bills that aren't junk mail, fine. But you can pull it out and your envelope is still intact. And in fact, it's still sealed up, which is pretty darn awesome, because you don't have to try to unseal it without it tearing, because it always does. And it's almost always easier to deal with a small cut like this than if you cut across the whole top. So, and if we need to for our project, we can always cut that open. Okay, so gather some envelopes if you don't already have any, and then folded top of packaging. This is what I mean by that. Pretty much everything, this obviously came from Target. No, yeah, I think that was Target Dollar Spot. But almost everything you get at the Dollar Tree or any other dollar store has this type of packaging on top. In fact, I just picked up these butterflies. They're kind of pretty, aren't they? At the Dollar Tree. And see, they've got that packaging on top. So I want to save this packaging, start gathering these. I'll bet if you look around the house, you'll find some things that are still in them, or some that you undid. I just stick something underneath that and flip it open. I mean, you could use a regular staple puller, but they're so close to the edge, they might pull into it. Then I come over here, I put it underneath, and just pull it out like that. Okay, and then I've still got this intact, which we will use, and got my butterflies. So start looking around and gathering some folded tops of packaging, and then just save those. We are going to do something pretty cool with those. Okay, so let's look now at project number 5. The next one to come. What do you need for project number 5? Project number 5 is, oh, what do you know? Some book paper, book pages. And I'm serious. If you've got one book, you can do everything with one book. So you really don't need a ton of stuff. Take an old textbook that you had from college or something that you don't know what to do with, and make good use out of it. Turn it into crafts. Okay, so some scrapbook paper, some book pages, or some music pages. It doesn't matter what it is, any kind of paper. In fact, I've got a piece of matte paper I'm going to use. The only thing that matters is they can be any size as long as the length is twice the width. So here are some examples of what I will bring and work with. So the length of this is about 8, so the width should be about 4. Yep, so 8 by 4. I mean, here's a piece of map page. This one is just shy of, it's 1 3/4 inches. And so, oh, I'm sorry, it's 1 7/8 inches wide, and so it's 3 3/4 inches long. As long as the length is twice as long as the width is. Even here, this has got to be a small one. This is 1 7/8. Is that the same size? Yeah, a little scrap. You know, so I'll cut off a piece of book page for something like this, and that bottom piece that's down there, what do you do with it? you do what we're going to do next with it. Even a little one. I've got this little guy here that is 1.5, so it should be 3 long. Yep. Here's another piece of that matte paper. There's a piece of music paper. The music paper is 3 by 6. And here's a piece of cardstock. It could be scrapbook paper or cardstock, either one. And honestly, scrapbook paper works better. I happen to have this cardstock sitting on my desk because I just made something with it, and this was the cut off piece, what was left. So this one is 3 by 6, but it's to show you that it doesn't matter. I mean, it can be copy paper. It can be coffee dyed paper, tea stained paper. It can be, you know, anything. Just make sure that, and, you know, bring several of them, get several of them. Okay, this is going to be the easiest one yet. And you will definitely have time to make, you know, a bunch, at least a half a dozen while we're just sitting here. So get your half a dozen pieces of paper, get a variety of sizes, because then as you make them, you can see what sizes you like and what you would use most in your journals. And or you'll have all these sizes that you can pick and choose from for different journals. So that's all you need, is literally this. And then scraps and or stickers, things to embellish it with. By scraps, I mean like, I just cleaned off my desk. I don't have anything here. Scraps of washi tape, scraps of lace, scraps of ribbon, just, you know, little tiny scraps. Stickers like these would be perfect. The faux stamps that we've used several times here would be perfect. Just any, you know, fussy cut images of anything. If you have a theme for a journal you're working on and you've got some fussy cut images that fall into that theme, bring those, because you can embellish one to go with that journal. But that's all you need, literally some scraps of paper that are twice as long as they are wide, and then just some scraps of stuff to embellish it. And rubber stamps work great too. These kind of rubber stamps, they work really great on this next one as well. So that's what Project 5 will be. Thanks for joining me tonight. I do appreciate it. It's awfully fun. I'd really like to do a live so that we can all get together and craft together real time. That would be fun. So if you would please take a minute and put a thumbs up, that helps YouTube put this video in front of more people like us who like to craft, so that we can get some more subscribers, so we can get to a point where we can do live streams with my phone. That will be loads of fun. Be sure to share and subscribe, and share it with anybody that you know that loves to craft, or any groups that you're in that that people enjoy this kind of thing. I love watching other people's tutorials, so I really enjoy when you share tutorials in the groups that we're in, and I get to watch them. So when I'm working, when I'm creating myself, I put tutorials on, and I sit and watch other people, and I just have fun in that. But it'd be so much more fun to do it live stream. Anyway, take care of yourself. Thanks for joining me tonight, and please take care of the ones you love. And be safe, and I will see you real soon for project number 5.